Everyone, it's Aisha, vlogger for NuSplash, and I was perusing my Instagram the other day, as I do, and I came across a quote that was reposted several times. The quote is from Farrah Gray, and the quote reads, "Sometimes you just have to remove people without warning. We're getting too old to be explaining what they already know they're doing wrong." And yes, I did read the quote with the head roll because that's just what I do because I'm a little bit crazy. But anyway, as much as I love Farrah Gray, and let me just preface everything with saying that Farrah Gray is incredible, you should look him up. As much as I enjoy Farrah Gray, and I agree with most of his quotes, this one I didn't particularly agree with. But I don't agree with it in reference to people that you hold value in your life. So we're not talking about like the average Joe Schmo person. I'm talking about people that you truly value and want to have a relationship with in your life. I feel like this quote opens up too many opportunities for assumptions and assuming what people think that they should know what they're doing to you. And you know what happens when you assume? If you don't know, ask somebody and you both might get a laugh out of it. But assuming is never good. And to have to say that a person should know what they're doing wrong, many cases they don't, because I find that many times we've allowed for people to take advantage of us in so many different ways that oftentimes many people are desensitized by our feelings and actions and thoughts because it's just another Wednesday afternoon where they're asking you to do X, Y, and Z and then bring it back to A, B, and C. So they legitimately might not realize when they're doing something wrong. And you have to tell them. I feel like this quote does not open up an opportunity for confrontation. Now, confrontation, and again, this is all just my opinion, confrontation can be healthy. Um, for me, I'm like the least confrontational person you'll ever meet, I think. But for me, I don't like confrontation, but I hate uncomfortableness even more. I rather just like get it off my chest. So, for example, you might have a person that you're friendly with, that you're really good friends with, actually, and they might seem distant. They're not returning your phone calls or your text messages. You're wondering, what's going on. And what happens is, oftentimes we might not necessarily go to that person. We might go to another friend and say, hey, did you notice that like Susie Q was acting differently? Like she's not returning my phone calls or my text messages, and I'm just wondering like what's going on. And one of two things can happen. Either that friend that you're talking to about Susie Q is going to say, well, did you ask her if everything's good? Maybe you should talk to her. That, might be a positive friend. But a lot of times, what ends up happening is you'll get another person that'll be like, you know what, I did notice that she was acting real stank last week, and didn't she like ask you for something or whatever? And then you end up being like, yeah, girl, because I paid her rent 2 weeks ago. I don't even know why she didn't. And meanwhile, you've created a situation yourself. And then what happens is you find out Susie Q didn't even have a problem with you. Her phone was out of commission, as my phone often is. I'm sorry, guys. It's just what it is. And she couldn't reach out to you. And then her shoes was tight, so she didn't feel like talking the day that she saw you. Now you lost a friend. But seriously, the best thing to do is just go to people with whatever your issue is. If people are doing you wrong, state that they're doing you wrong. I don't feel like you need to give bullet points to each person, allowing them, giving them a one, two, three, or oral, written, whatever warning that you're going to remove them from your life. But I don't think we should assume, and I think it's okay to ask, to confront. So I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are on this subject. Do you think that we should assume that people know when they're doing us wrong? Do you think that it's okay to confront people? Are you uncomfortable with confrontation? Curious to hear from you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and continue to stay blessed.